Hello everyone, Davwin here, with a special guest, Coconut Corky. Go ahead and say hi there, Corky.
There, Corgi.
She's going to be helping me show everyone here how to use OBS Ninja for VTubers, or anybody that has characters on screen during their streams. This is a fantastic tool if you want to have multiple guests showing up on your Twitch stream or YouTube, so that everybody's active and appears to all be together as one character, like as a set of characters on one stream. This will require one of two methods. I'll show you the second method, which requires very little tools on the guest's part, but it causes more overhead. I'm going to show you the preferred way first. Make sure that you have plain old OBS, not Streamlabs OBS, but plain old OBS. The reason we want to use this tool is it has a fantastic way of allowing your characters to be sent through OBS Ninja with as little noise as possible. So first I'm going to demonstrate as if I'm my guest. So I'm going to pretend I'm Coconut Corgi, and I want to set myself up here. First thing you want to do when you have a nice clean OBS is you want to make yourself a completely separate profile and scene collection specifically for the purpose of being a guest. So for me, I just go Profile, New, Guest, OBS Ninja. I'm going to untick this Show Auto Configuration Wizard and hit OK. Same thing, Scene Selection, New, Guest, OBS Ninja. So I now have my own separate profile as being a guest, and my own scene collection as being a guest. As a guest, we need to figure out a couple things. First of all, I have to decide as the streamer what kind of resolution my guests are going to be sending me at. There's no point having somebody send me a full 720p stream of their character if I myself am only pushing out a 720p stream in general. They'll take up the entire screen. What's the point? So easiest way that I found of doing this is just getting an eyeball for what you want. So if I was to, say, be able to stream at a whopping 1080p, I'm just going to go 1920 by 1080, and I can pretend that this is my stage. If I go to the selector tool here and choose fixed ratio, 16 by 9, because that's the normal resolution most applications send their information at, I can just draw little selector boxes here, imagining how big would I need Corgi to be on my stream. If I had Corgi down here in my right side of my screen, I'd say she'd only need to take up about, let's say, about that proportion of the screen. So now that I've made my selection, I'm just going to note down what resolution I've chosen here arbitrarily. So 841 by 474. If you already know the 16 by 9 resolution you're interested in, you can just punch that in arbitrarily. So I'm all done with that. I only wanted to just guesstimate how big of a resolution I want Corgi to send at. Next up is doing the actual steps your guest needs to decide on. There's two ways they can do this. I'm going to show you the way where the work is slightly on the guest side. The other way around is very simple, and I'll show that as well afterwards. So I'm the guest. First of all, I have to decide what I'm streaming with. In our case, we're going to use 310e, but you could use VC Face, VMagic Mirror, Luppet, even Face Rig and such if you'd like. So I'm going to open up my 310e. And that would be the character I want to stream with. First up, go into your 310e settings, or be it, and try to set it to a fairly low resolution, because there's no point sending a massive resolution. Again, if I was sending a 720p character to a 720p stream, my character would be taking up the whole stream, correct? So we're going to drop it all the way down to something nice and small. So this is the lowest setting 310e lets me choose, so that's the one I'm naturally going to pick. I also want to make sure that my character is on a transparent background. If your program lets you do this, it's fantastic, because if I do this, it's going to be a nightmare filtering out things like my bows. So if I just choose transparent, easily done. It looks white, but if you go over to OBS and hit Add, Game Capture, I'm going to call this 310e from my own memory, full screen application, 310e, in a couple seconds here it's going to pop in. There he is. If you see that I check this Allow Transparency box, look at that, perfectly cropped character. So I can hit OK, and there he is. So me being the guest, I'm not quite done. I'm going to do a little bit of work for my streamer, and set my stage to the resolution he wants so that there's no effort done on his side. So I'm going to go to Settings, Video, and I'm going to punch in this exact same resolution right there and there. So base canvas and output. I'm also going to change my downscale filter to bilinear, simply because I'm doing very little scaling once it's done, so there's no point having heavy work there. I'm also going to drop this down to 30 frames per second. Even on a 60 frames per second stream, 30 frames per second is plenty for a character on stream. If you want, you can push it to 60, but that's double the workload. So I'm going to hit apply, and you're going to find that on 310 here, my character is huge compared to it. I can't even find it at the moment. It's somewhere off the screen. So all I need to do on here is I'm just going to right click on this guy, transform, fit to screen. There it is. Next up, I want to do add color source. I'm going to call this a black screen. I like it's a green screen, but this one's black for a special reason. I'm going to hit select color, choose plain old black, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, hit OK. Hit OK again. I'm going to tell the black screen, transform, fit to screen. I'm going to put it at the bottom because I want my pretending to appear on top of it. And there we go, that's my character on the screen. Now this is the strange step. If I was to send this as is, my character won't get cropped out properly on the other end because I have black on my character. We're using a trick called Luma key to get rid of the background of my character. To do this, I'm going to select 310, which is the thing that's provided in my character, and I'm going to go to Filters. There's only one filter I want to add, which is color correction. So color correction. And what I'm going to do under color correction is I'm going to lighten my character just ever so slightly. So I'm going to make him brighter by 0.1. So that's 0.1 I've brightened my character by. So my character is now brighter than the black background by 0.1 brightness. The purpose of this is now at no point does my character ever transmit blacker than the stage he's standing on. There'll be a reason for this on the other side, which I'll show you very shortly here. I want to set my character up so that he takes as much of the screen as possible, which is basically already done. And now I need to have the streamer provide me the key that I'd send off to. So for the streamer side, they need to build me a URL. So this would be the URL in question. First off, it starts off with HTTP, obs.ninja, push equals, and then something. The something is the unique stream key that you want to give that person. Make sure that you choose something unique because anybody that has that link can start pushing down it. So for Corgi, since this is going to be given to Corgi, I'm going to type CORGI, and I'm just going to choose some random nonsense to put at the end of her stream key. Next up, I need to put in the other half of the link, which I will also include in the description below, that has all the special settings I want to push to it. First up, I want to set the width and height to match my stage here. So width is going to now be 841, height 474, 474. The FPS is limited here as well to 30, just to make sure that I'm actually sending it at 30. I'm disabling the audio because there's no point if we're talking in Discord. And I can leave a link for you that describes all the other settings, but in a nutshell, this forces it to send it at H.264, and I don't want to see the video or audio of other guests that are also streaming. This will be the link that I give to Corgi. Just before I send it over her way, I'm going to show you what she will see. She's going to open up her browser of choice. You can, we know for sure it works very well in Google Chrome and Chromium Edge. Sometimes Firefox has some issues, so I strongly suggest you don't use Firefox until they resolve that problem. This would be Corgi. She would be punching in that link that you provide her. She would be clicking share your camera. She'll have to hit the allow button whenever a pop-up box says, do you want to allow use of your webcam? Change it to OBS Ninja, or sorry, OBS Virtual Camera. Hit Start Virtual Camera on your stage. And there you go. I am now streaming my character as if I was Corgi. If I was Corgi, I'd then be hitting the Start button, and her job would be done. That's exactly what I'm going to ask Corgi to do. Corgi has already set up her OBS Ninja the exact same, or my apologies, her OBS already the exact same way. She's ready to use OBS Ninja any moment. So on her end, this is what she's done already. She has her 310. She's used the color correction to lighten her character by 0.1%. She has the black screen set. She hit the start virtual camera, and I'm about to give her the link. So, hey there, Corgi. I'm about to send you the link that I need you to use.
Okay.
And
I got it.
awesome. So on her end, she's going to set it up there. And now I'm going to show you the role from the host side. So I'm going to just wipe all this out and pretend I'm the host now. So I'm the host. I'm going to go into my usual thing. I'll show you my noisy stage of all my nonsense here.
I'm ready when you are.
Awesome. In this case, I'm going to keep things simple. I don't want to confuse everybody with 1,000 things at once. So I'm just going to go to a nice blank stage here. So I'm going to be the streamer. I'm going to be sending at my 720 with the 1080 stage. There we go. So I'm now the streamer. I'm going to first add my own character like anybody would normally would. So I'm going to go to game capture, Penny. I'm selecting my own character, allow transparency, and I'm going to flip my character over. But there we go. I'm ready as the streamer. Now to add my guest. So on your end, you use a very similar link to your guest. Your link looks like this. OBS Ninja, put yours as pull. You take the exact same key that you gave to your guest, and then you follow it by the second half, which I'll also include in the video description. That is your link as the streamer. So I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to go add, browser source. I'm going to call this Corgi guest. I'm going to paste that in. We already know what resolution this is supposed to be at, so 841 by 474. It's also good to always check this box down here, shut down source when not visible, just to save on system resources. I'm going to hit OK, and just give it a couple seconds. Have you already hit start on your side there, Corgi?
Nope, I'm doing that now. I just pressed start.
Okay, she just pressed start, and any second now. There she is. So we're almost done here. If I was to have a more complicated background, let's see if I can put some noise back here. I just got to put a color source back here. We'll sit in a nice, like bluish magenta background here. So Corgi here has that big, thick black background behind her, which is very irritating, right? This is why we did that weird filtering earlier. I'm going to click on Corgi. I'm going to click on Filters, Add, Luma Key. I'm going to set Luma Key to Luma Min, just a hair up, and then Luma Smooth, just a little bit up. Usually 0.08 is plenty. Look at that, I have a nice clean picture of her now. Next up, I just go Add, Color Correction. This is under the Luma Key, and I'm just going to reduce the brightness by 0.1. Now I have the exact same brightness that she originally was in the first place, because she increased it by 0.1, I'm decreasing it by 0.1. And look at that. We have Corgi on screen, looking perfectly fine next to my character here. And if I was like to turn on lip syncing, there goes mine. Oops, of course I closed 310E. Of course, somebody's going to make a mistake somewhere, but that's fine. So there's her character. Now, at this point, you're good to go. You do the exact same steps for each and every character that you want to have on your stream, and they're all good to go. There is a plan B that works as well. I'm going to show you that as well in just 1 second here. I'm just going to make my character a bit bigger so poor Corgis doesn't stare off into the void there. So, plan B. Say your guest doesn't have these nice abilities. The second way that she can do this is she can go in and open OBS Ninja. Of course, it helps if I keep this thing handy. she can hit share your screen and then select the source that she wants. So for example, she'd be going to application window, 310e, and then hitting share, like that. Now it's going to give me an error because Corky's already currently using that, so I'm just going to close that. Corky, can you do the same steps? So use the same link for OBS Ninja there, but this time choose screen capture and click on your 310e for me.
Okay, so you want me to stop the virtual camera or just keep it rolling?
Refresh the page so that the virtual camera gets killed.
Okay, hold on. I just refreshed the page. Okay,
so now instead of using her virtual camera, she's going to be choosing share screen.
Gotcha.
So this is going to be the disadvantage about not having OBS doing the filtering. We'll show you in just a second.
I'm selecting 310e.
Yep,
I'm clicking share.
Then share the window.
I'm doing that now.
There we go. You can see this is nowhere near as nice. We got all this white, we got the bar here, and so on. So I'm going to have to go to filters here, and I'm going to have to do some very delicate filtering here. So remove. I'm going to have to try to chroma key her out. Chroma key, where they are. Corky, can you change your 310e's background to green for me?
Yes, hold on. Okay, pulling up my background. See here, I just changed it to green.
Yes,
right
please.
Now. Okay, it's now green.
Awesome. So now that she set it to green screen, this is what it looks like if the chroma key was off. I'm going to set it to green. VC Face, by the way, does not have a green screen option at this time, so this would be extra difficult for those users. I green screened her out, but I still have all this other junk. The fast way of doing this is if you hold down your Alt key, you can drag the window and crop out the extra junk on the sides, like that, and you still get a pretty decent result. It's not as good. This is especially troublesome if people are introducing characters that have lots of colors in them. For example, if they have red, greens, and blues in their character. For example, my little golden locket becomes transparent no matter what you do because it's gold. Gold is shiny. It reflects all colors. But at the very least, you can still get your guest in. The only other thing worth mentioning is the last option, which is you can always use the hosts option using the same thing using OBS, where all your guest does is the same step, but they just set their resolution on every single step to their native resolution for their app. So if I was in 310e and I went to System, they could choose 854 by 480, and then you as the streamer, it's your job to scale them up and down to fit. Just note that doing so puts extra work on your end instead of your guest's end, but that's very useful if your guest doesn't have a very powerful rig. That concludes this, but it's very useful to do it this way. So one more time, just to very briefly gloss over this, you take your character as the guest, you go to filters, you go to color correction, increase your brightness by 0.1. You have your black background. So if this color source would be black. And then once you have your character situated in the middle of the screen, it's going to transform, get to screen. You have your main settings here set correctly to whatever resolution you're supposed to be. You hit Start Virtual Camera. And then on the receiving end, I bring my guest in. So say I was the streamer, there's Corky, filters, I add the two keys. So Corky, could you do me the favor of refreshing the page and once again going back to the virtual camera, which is the better way of doing this?
Hold on. One moment.
No hurry.
Okay, OBS camera. I'm clicking start. There you go.
Okay, so she's about to pop back in again using OBS. There she is. Go ahead and change your 310's background color back to transparent for me, please.
Doing that now. Okay, here we go. Landscape, custom color. There we go. How's that?
You missed the transparent button.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Hold on. Transparent background. There we go. How's that?
Fantastic.
There
So
we
you're
go.
nice and clean. I'm going to do the Luma key. I'm going to do Luma min by 1 single tick. Luma smooth by about 0.08. And then color correction. I'm going to turn up or turn down your brightness by 0.1 since you turned yours up. And there you go, perfectly clean again. I can even make you much larger than the resolution that you were originally pushing, and you still look quite good.
Oh, thank you. I always look good.
And what's really nice about this is look at that. I can overlay my character behind Corgi's, and look how clean that is. She can intercept my character at any spot. I can even make myself bigger. She can intercept my character at any spot, and the two of us mesh just fine. There's no weird haze. There's no black pixels flying all over our faces. Nothing. It's really nice when you can do it this way. I'm just going to remove that just for a sec since I'm supposed to be the host. There we go. See? Nice and clean. Thank you very much for your help there, Corgi.
You're welcome.
Take care, everybody.
Bye. Thank you for having me.